So when I reviewed the Jeffree Star Gold Blooded palette, I had gotten this one at the same time, and I asked if anybody wanted me to still swatch this one. Hold on, my glasses are so dirty. And pretty much everybody said yes, so I know this one has been out for a while. It took me a while to get it, but we're gonna swatch it today. So, same deal as the first Orgy palette. It's got a big mirror on the inside. And what I like better about this one is that there's a mix of mattes and shimmers. The first Orgy palette was just mattes, so it's one of those palettes that I use it, but I have to obviously take other colors and use those colors in conjunction with it because it's not a one and done palette for me. So we're gonna just go into this. I'm trying to get the, let's see, trying to get it to not show up so dark. All right, so we're gonna go left to right, obviously. Snowballing is the first one, and this is a metallic white shade. I'm gonna try and fit the entire top row on my hand. I don't know if that's gonna work out well, but we'll see. Topped off is a matte white. So that one's not super pigmented, but I also don't have a sticky base or anything underneath. But it's a pretty good matte white. Sorry for that rumbling. My neighbor is wheeling their trash bin back from the street. Role Play is another matte. This is like a pale creamy peach. That one's like almost my skin tone, so you can't see it that well. Then we've got Pegging. These friggin' names, I'm telling you. This one's really pretty because I don't know how it's gonna show up on camera, but this is another one that's like an iridescent peach, but it's got like a pinky shift to it. Really pretty. That would make an awesome highlighter. And then we've got Raw. Whenever I hear the word raw, I just think of Gordon Ramsay. This is another matte peach. This is more of like a pink toned one. And of course I have no room for the last one. Back to Black. This is one of those shimmery champagne colors that are my favorite all over lid type shades. So I'm gonna put that right here. I think it's trying to focus too much on the palette and not on my hand here. So that's what the entire top row looks like, very light. As you can see, we go from lights to darks here. It was just about every neutral shade you could need. So for the next row, we have Downtown. Another light matte peachy shade. I'm gonna go a little bit lower here. This one definitely has the more pinky undertones to it. We're getting progressively deeper in shades here. Then we've got Grower. This is another pretty all over lid shade, for me anyway. I've already used this one a couple times. It's like a deeper champagne. Not super metallic, I would say that's more of a satin finish. All right, and then we have Shower, Grower and Shower. This one's more of a yellow undertoned peachy shade. And then we have Starhole. These names are ridiculous. So that's like a bright champagne glowy highlight shade. Even his website does not have color descriptions for these, so you're gonna hear me saying champagne and peach a lot in these first two rows here. Then we have Glazed. That one's pretty similar, but it's more of a satiny finish. You can see how similar these two are. This one's more metallic, that one's more satin. I think he was just trying to cover all the bases here. Windblown is a matte. That one's very soft. This one's like a pale camel shade. Very nice matte formula. So that is the second row. Again, pretty light shades. Now we've got Intense, which is this really pretty metallic taupe. I am such a sucker for taupe eyeshadows of all finishes, and this is a really nice one. Sorry for the noise. Lots of traffic today for some reason. Mealtime. This one is a beautiful metallic gold. Then Esophagus. Another gold, but this one's a little bit deeper. It's more of a copper, actually. It's like a light copper. And then Colorado Campfire. This one's almost like a burnt orange. This is a matte shade. I really wish this would stay in focus. Maybe if I keep my hand here while I'm swatching them. The next one is Donkey Punch. And that is a metallic copper. So pretty. And then the last one is Bricked Up, and this is a chocolate brown matte shade. So that's the third row, all insanely pigmented. This one is crazy if you're looking for a really good copper. Okay, fourth row we have Ex-Boyfriend, which is this matte, very light brown. Well, it's not that light when you swatch it. It looks lighter in the pan than it is swatched. Backbreaker is a metallic brown. I think if I keep my hand here, it'll stay focused better. Never Enough is a metallic dark brown. Then we have Saddle, which is another matte chocolatey brown. There's lots of chocolate browns in this palette. Oh, come on, focus. Nonstop, matte deep brown. And Roar, which is a matte dark brown. So all super smooth. The matte formula is awesome. They're just so nice and creamy and blendable. They're those types of mattes that just blend without having to do much work, which are my favorite types of matte shadows to work with. And then we have the last row. So you're gonna see that one's crazy sparkly, and I'm excited to swatch that. But we have Lioness. This is a satiny, almost reddish brown. Very pretty. Cabin Wood. This is another matte chocolatey brown. I've used this one a few times already. As you can see, because the star is kind of going away in it. Then we have Big Daddy. This one is a really dark brown, matte again. It's almost like a burnt sienna color. Then Doubleheader. This is almost black, but it's definitely got the brown tinge to it. Then we have Size Matters, which is this metallic deep brown. It's like the metallic version of this one. It's got, hopefully you can see, tiny like coppery sparkles in it that are making it shine more coppery when the light hits it. Because on my viewfinder, it looks almost like purpley reddish, but in real life, in front of me, I can just see the sparkles. So I guess it kind of depends on how the light is reflecting off of it, but that's a really pretty color. And then the last one is this pitch black, super sparkly shade called Endless. Oh, it's insanely soft. I haven't used this one at all yet. But you know what? It's not picking up the glitter as much as I thought it would. It's just got little tiny silver pinpoint sparkles in there. I think this might be a formula like the glittery ColourPop ones, where they're matte and they have glitter in them, but the glitter does not transfer well. So that's the only one that's got an issue swatching. But I am gonna grab an eyeshadow base just to test that one out with a base, because that's the only one that's not grabbing onto my skin and I want to give it a fair shot. It's a cheap primer. This is like $6. It's Essence Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base. This has been my go-to one lately. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I got it a while ago. So I'm gonna put it right here, let it dry, and then we're gonna swatch that Endless color again. All right, let's try again. So you can see when I swirl my finger in it, the glitter kind of all gathers at the top. Let's see, we'll try this out. So it definitely sticks better with the primer, obviously, and you can build it. But I think this is gonna be one of those that you have to kind of like pack it on and tap it with your brush. That was all out of focus, wasn't it? But it's really pretty when you put it on with the primer. You can see all the crazy sparkles in it. That looks a lot better than that swatched with no primer. But that is the entire Orgy 2 palette. I hope you guys enjoyed the swatches, because I know several of you were asking me to do it, even though I was like, I don't know if anybody's gonna still want to see these swatches, because this has been out for a while. But here they are. I hope you enjoyed them, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.